Can you turn the headsets up?
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school, so I don't just wear the...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey y'all, we live. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for tuning in to Sunset Soul. I'm your host, Love Dawn. I have here with me today, y'all already know, my co-host, Miss Lisha G.
Hey.
And Mr. Nate from the Artist Exchange.
I'm not Nate today.
Mr.
Somebody might be.
Oh yeah, we gotta give him an alias.
I'm sorry.
We gotta give him some paperwork.
What about that? eBay?
No.
eBay. I like
eBay. Mr. eBay.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. eBay. So I can't say the Artist Exchange.
Don't call him Mr. eBay. He just eBay because he tough. He gangster today.
Lord eBay.
You can buy it now, or you can bet on that.
I'm not.
Hey, I got Sally Mae loans.
I know, right?
Yeah. I'm not.
I don't even want to talk about that.
This Thursday, y'all notice I just skipped over it. This Thursday.
She's going to totally disregard us like that.
This Thursday evening. First of all, let's get into how beautiful the weather is. And it's been beautiful for the past couple days. I have to say, I think it's because it was my birthday. Because it kind of started.
Okay.
It started
around
anything? My birthday. I didn't bring. Why would I bring food after y'all disrespected my whole vegan dish last year?
Well,
that wasn't y'all. That wasn't y'all.
Of that statement, that's what would normally happen.
The vegan.
Yeah, like
y'all haters.
Vegan is supposed to be.
Stop saying y'all. I enjoyed it.
You were. I did.
It's supposed to be incorporated.
It did
in your diet, like
it was incorporated. That's why we went with none of the vegetables were organic or vegan. They was regular old vegetables, regular old brown rice.
But if you would have added a little chicken to that, it would have been fine.
It would have been. It probably would have been really good. Would have gave it
a
little gravy and everything. But we didn't because we supporting the cause. We here for the cause.
Until her birthday.
Oh.
This is the disrespect.
What you doing on your birthday?
It was gone. We already had a birthday celebration.
We went to Center Bistro. It was on Facebook.
I don't be on Facebook. That be my production assistant.
Yeah, I did talk to her.
See, you know, it must be nice to be eBay. He got like
right. I said that. I said eBay stay in a mix. He know what's what. We need to sit down and have coffee in the scone one day. I need to pick your I need some help.
You got work tonight?
I don't.
Not a scone though. See, you out of control. You don't get to pick the restaurant. You just said scone.
Scones are
That's
good.
a hard biscuit.
She do not eat no scones.
Scones are good.
Right.
You've never had a scone?
I had. That's how I know it's a hard biscuit.
Yeah, well.
And it's exactly what it is.
You got to get a good scone.
That is exactly what it is.
All right, a donut. All right, a blueberry muffin from, what's the name of that?
We not promoing.
Blueberry muffin?
You're not promoting.
It was a donut shop on Charles Street.
Okay, there you go. Fresh donuts? Okay, we good. That was last week. Last week was vegan. Why are we talking about donuts and scones this week?
It's balance.
Right.
Balance.
Okay. Well, we had balance on my birthday. We went to go see Girls Trip.
Oh my gosh! Did you see that? I'll go and see it again.
I would definitely go see it again. It was.
I didn't think I was on your level to invite you to go hang out with
us. I'm a low key star. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I'm a down to earth.
He got one of the little stars, but a star none.
It's a big star, actually.
Ooh,
I know that's right.
Sorry. But it was really good. I can, from what I seen on Facebook, a lot of people. have been still going to see it. What I gag about is this the first time I've seen so many people, maybe Twilight time, that's still going to see it in the masses during the week.
But there's a lot of haters out there, though.
It was sold out. Like, how many? It was 2 theaters, 7 and both
That's a nice
weird
blend of cast that they had.
It was good.
Yeah. I will say this. I'm a fan of comedy. Everybody know that.
Yes.
But I never really, all females, female cast don't really do it for me. Like the whole.
Oh my God, Bridesmaids didn't do it for you?
No, I'm not saying I didn't
see
laugh.
that.
I enjoyed Bridesmaids. I'm just saying for the level of laughter in this movie,
that was
I didn't expect that.
I haven't laughed that hard.
You fast forward to the bathroom scene. That's all I'm gonna say to you. You saw Bridesmaids?
The which bathroom scene?
The bathroom scene in Bridesmaids. When they inside the bridal suite getting the dress.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, you gotta watch that. Yes. That is a very good movie as well. But I enjoyed my birthday and all of the happy birthday. The first, I had a whole plan, Lisha know, for my birthday, and 3/4 of it was just laying in my bed. Well, it turned into laying.
Well, you're
in my
30
bed.
and over now, so
you're right, and that was fun. That's the sad part. But I did want to get my sushi later on, so I was pretty happy. But this week's topic, as we are waiting for everybody to join in, and as I'm inviting people, those who are already here, if you could do me a favor and share this, so others could take part into this conversation, and hopefully we get some good feedback on this one. Whoever feels as though they don't mind.
We want disgruntled divorcees.
Y'all, she's trying to set me up. I'm just gonna put this out there right now.
This is no setup. The question. I'm not sure. I'm quite sure some of you can see the topic. It is I do, but then I don't.
And now I don't.
I do, but now I don't. I did, but now I don't. I shouldn't have. Maybe.
All of them apply depending on the time of day.
However you want to say it, I was in it. I'm in it now. I don't know if I want to still be in this type of thing. The question is, how far is too far when choosing divorce? How far will you go before you tap out?
What you mean? Oh, wait a minute. What you mean too far? Like,
well, that's the question.
Or?
Some stuff is like
what is everybody has their breaking point, and I guess sometimes you may not know what it is until.
when it's making you decide divorce.
Right. For those who are in limbo, who are trying to figure, do I stay? Do I? I
mean, when they bring their side piece home, I think that's normally a breaking point.
That's for you, because some people don't got a problem with them bringing the side piece home. They have a problem with them not bringing the side piece home.
What kind of friends you have?
We're not friends. This is husband. If you have an open marriage, and you don't have a problem, if y'all are open to...
There are a lot of open marriages out there now.
Yeah. Let me just explain to you. That could never happen in my life. First of all, I don't have the attention span for more than one person. And secondly, why is you sharing in this world?
Well, maybe an open marriage would fill in the gap for when your attention span ain't really there.
Look at that.
Not with my...
I mean, I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying.
Ability is not set up to share my person within.
I know that's right.
Well, I'm not sure if I could do open. Yeah. I used to say when I was living in the world of sin.
Hallelujah.
Oh, my.
I used to say, leave me blind.
Message.
That was my line. Leave me blind. Meaning,
okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying if you're that. Leave me blind. No. Not leave me blind, literally. Leave me blind in the sense of if you can do whatever you do and get it past it. I felt like I was so good when it come down to that sixth sense that if you're that good that you can get it past me, you deserve it.
Well, the thing, I heard this, I watched Braxton Family Values, and the mother on there, she said, if you're not going to do anything, like once you find out, leave it alone. Like if you're not planning on doing anything,
if you know you in it for the long haul. Now that's something that I've said since I was a little girl. I don't believe in divorce. I just don't. I don't believe in it. Now I'm not saying I would never have divorce.
You ever been married?
No.
And that's what I was going to say, because before I got married, that's what I said. He going to have to kill me to get rid of me. Well, I must have died, baby.
He is a reincarnation. Cause I mean, divorce is not. That's why you need to pay attention to who you marry and why you marrying. People don't marry people for money or looks or anything like that, because you will get bored after a while. Like,
but people
next
change.
They get bored.
And that's what I think we forget. People change.
Yeah,
we change every day.
But
they always
we
show
say
you their
that
best
people
self.
change, but we're saying that, like, when I hear that, how you just said that people change, it's more like in a negative way. Like, you know, not negative in a way. You know, I'm just saying, like, people change, meaning they slow down when you're used to them being more vibrant, or they do more and you're used to them being more settled.
Some of them do something totally different.
Yeah, they could do less.
I was always a church girl, but I wasn't as, I don't even want to use the word devout, because that's not even the word.
Bedside Baptist every now and again.
Yeah, okay. But now I'm at church all the time. Well, not no more, but I was at church all the time. So I can see how that can have an impact on the household.
Changing.
Yeah, church changing. And just little stuff like that. It doesn't really seem that serious.
Joanne, the topic is, I do, but now I don't. How far is too far when choosing divorce? How far are you willing to go? Rachel said her friend has an open marriage, and it was a mutual decision because physically he could not have relations, and it was just due to medication. That's what she's saying, a medical condition. So
saying that's the problem for me, because to death do us part, sickness and health, like that happens.
But that don't mean leave. That's what I'm saying. Like that's
but here's the thing though: if we become one, and I'm not knocking nobody else's decisions or whatever, but my understanding is if we become one, if you can't have sex, now we can't have sex.
Yeah, like,
is that written down somewhere? I just want to know.
It should
the two become one in the Bible. That's what the Bible says. Or I'm going to go to the scripture.
I know.
Okay.
I think that's a conversation that needs to take place during that situation. I think it's listen, don't knock my. I think it's a bit selfish for the husband or the wife to say, if I can't have sex, then you can't have sex. I just think we need to talk.
I think that's very closed-minded, because there are plenty of ways, baby, to be pleased.
That's why I'm saying I think
so
there should be a
she had someone else,
conversation.
or he had someone else.
She went and got somebody else.
See, if the tables would
fill in the
reversed,
gap.
he would be a dog. He would be so many different things if he would have went out there.
If she were to go out and
if he would have went out and got somebody because she was too ill or sick.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The biggest thing for me is that people don't talk. Like, people assume how you just said that. If we're one. So if you can't have sex, then nobody can have sex. Like, you will say that at being supportive, right? That's what a wife would do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be supportive. What if he wouldn't really have mind you, but he don't want to say it? He don't want to put you in a position to have to make that choice. So now you have put yourself at that, baby, I'm here with you. If you down for the cause, I'm down for the cause. Now everybody horny, can't do nothing. But if you have a conversation,
you can do stuff.
I'm just saying before you put yourself on lock, like, not saying that what you're saying is wrong. I just don't think we're honest with our mate enough. You want to be supportive and not be honest.
Well, that's the problem that we have anyway, because nobody really does real premarital counseling. And in a good premarital counseling, you talk about all those things, these expectations. Most of the time we don't go into expectations. We barely go over the vows, because if you just listen to what the vows are, it talks about all that stuff.
But even people that go through counseling, they like, well, I still want to get married, like,
and that's
they're
their
not
dominance.
willing to talk about the stuff that that the preacher or whomever brings up, because they just so into, like, oh, I love this person, and they into that moment, or they into that dollar, and they want to get married. So they don't listen to all those warning signs. And they ain't even warning signs. I'm telling you I'm a dog. I'm telling you this is what it's going to be. They sure do. Like, I've seen people married for 20 years and they go out and get a third person. How do you do that? Like, what's at that point, what is going on in life? You have been unhappy for 20 years at that point. If you need to get a third person or a fourth person or a rotation going on, like...
Well, what Keisha is saying is, if it's a mutual agreement, then that's no problem, right?
But how mutual is it really? Because if you're doing something to satisfy your mate, at what point will that get old?
Well, Rachel just said they are still, the man and woman, so they're still together, and they still do married people things and have a household and have household duties, but she has a regular that she go to for her needs. Joanne said you're able to voice your opinion, especially if you have been there before. So, voicing your opinion, being honest. This is what I want to do. But people are not being on. Like, I'm assuming, Rachel, did he initiate the conversation of her going outside of the marriage, or did she ask, or is that something you know?
And then that's the thing too. Like, he may say it's okay because I don't want you to feel, but that doesn't mean that he's really okay with it.
Right. The same way a woman would do the same thing. They'll say, "Oh, go ahead," but in the back of their mind, they want you to choose not to do it. So
yeah,
just like Sarah and Abraham.
I'm not. Okay, we got 30 seconds anyway. Look at that. See, I don't know. I don't want to say look at God. That wasn't God. We are absolutely just getting started. We have dived nowhere into this conversation just yet. So stay tuned. We got a commercial break. Leave your comments. We're still reading your comments, and you can call us back when we come back from commercial break. 410-702-5657. We'll be right back. Ooh, go ahead.
Lord.
Business owners, need more customers? Offer fantasy sports contests and generate more sales. Restaurants, bars, hotels, auto dealerships, real estate offices. Whatever your business, fantasy sports contests can help you increase your sales and bring you more loyal customers. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. Our software lets you customize contests fast and easy for your brand. That's right. Visit Fanify.com or call 888-55-SPORT. That's 888-55-SPORT or visit Fanify.com.
I had got drunk one night. This is the night that I put my head through the window and everything. So.
Why would you do that?
Now, I was sitting on the floor.
All these stories always involve alcohol.
They do. I was sitting on the floor, and my drink of choice back then was vodka and orange juice. Ooh, it's still my drink of choice, but I don't drink it as much.
I was a 151 kid, straight up.
I love vodka, especially when it was...
that rubbing alcohol.
You know.
What brand?
I love back then I was hooked on Absolute.
That was the best at the time.
And Pinnacle was like number 2 and stuff like that.
Because they didn't have what's the new one that came out? Yeah, what was the new one?
Ciroc, vodka, and
no, the other one. Who is real smooth? New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam came out, and it was so...
And Grey Goose. Grey Goose was out at that time, too.
See, I didn't drink... I told you, 151. That was my...
Yeah, Grey Goose vodka was one of the ones, because I loved the bottle.
Because you can light it on fire.
The bottle was hot. It was that shaded, that shaved glass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So... I was sitting on the floor, and we was talking about something I don't even remember what we were talking about. All I know is I would bust out laughing. I got ching, ling, 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 glass everywhere. I wouldn't cut it all, though. I had to
because you had your bun.
Actually, I didn't. I didn't have any hair back then.
Oh,
I don't remember. I don't think I did.
And you ain't cut your hair?
Nope. I was just fine. I was like, oh, your glass broke, and it was winter, dead of winter.
Check more of these funny moments out when you tune into Big Exposed Radio.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Are you getting your kids this hoverboard thing that's taking over the country? They range from $300 to $600. They're blowing up. And then I mean literally blowing up. That one video, I thought that was going to be the one and only video that I saw in reference to it, and it wasn't. I seen, now I could probably tell you about 10 to 15 videos of this happening where this battery gets super, super hot and burns like holes into your tennis shoes.
Oh my.
And I know you would be pissed if you was wearing Jordans and you just paid all that money, you know, your lights are off. And
especially if they're from China. Your lights off.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We came up with this topic because back in March of...
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Check out this flashback from the Artist Exchange radio show.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or in different scenarios. And so
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We back. Thank you so much. I just want to give a quick shout out to Ray, Mr. Benton, Mr. Warren.
Old Faithfuls.
Paul.
Yes.
Y'all definitely tune in every week, and I appreciate it ever so much. Trust me, ever so much. You call in if you have some input to give us. Joanne, I see you. How you doing, Miss Angela? I see my cousin Pierre.
You got Terry over here.
Mr. Terry, Dwayne, hey Mika, Stacy, Jason, my cousin Jerome. Appreciate y'all support.
Okay, for the family.
Whoop, whoop. It's family reunion Saturday. I'm not going to be there because I got moved. But before we left, we were talking about the what we talking about, open marriages, swinging. Oh, if the partner was unable to perform, which was one of the questions for the I do I don't game we was going to play later.
Yeah, I think the compromise aspect is important to the relationship, but you have to realize with every compromise there is a compromise. So you're making a compromise for the.
Churchy.
I'm not being churchy.
Revelatory.
It's not revelatory. I'm just saying, like, if you're compromising one thing for the benefit, there's gonna be a lack somewhere else.
That pendulum will swing back.
Yeah. So he might be okay with it, but that doesn't mean that it's not hurting him in his heart.
I'm quite sure it's hurting him, and I'm quite sure it would
and
probably
if it's hurting him
more to see her.
No.
deprived.
Why? Why does she have to be deprived? Do you know how many toys there are out there? Do you know what kind of stuff you can do and not engage in intercourse?
There's some females that don't work for.
It's not true.
What is wrong with him? He can't get it up. He got back problems.
Medication,
he got bad knees.
so he can't perform.
So he can. They have things where he could put.
They can pump it up. There's all kind of stuff.
He
said smush it in. But no, for real.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying that there's no other way for the woman to be satisfied.
I'm just saying that
I'm saying a conversation needs to take place. And listen, his ego may not be bruised to know that. He may know that.
What kind of man? Yeah, she was about to say something else.
No, I'm saying he may be open to that. No, some men are comfortable in their own.
That is what makes a man a man. So inability,
his manhood
in their head
makes him a man.
Yes,
he's providing, be it
in their head. That is the number. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm sorry. Let me ask a gentleman. Am I wrong? Your ability to perform sexually has a lot to do with how you gauge yourself as a man. Am I correct?
When I was 16, that's what that meant. But as a grown man,
somebody watching, let me know,
and that's
please.
why I say I don't agree that he's always on board with it, because that could be an ego downer for him, that he can't do that. But there's more. He's still paying the bills because she's still there. He's still supplying some need.
True.
Because she hasn't left yet.
True.
So the fact that you're just on that part of it,
So why do men go through these midlife crises where they need where they need the little young girls, and they need the cars to attract the attention and all that other stuff.
Because you're looking far, you see more years behind you than you see ahead of you. That's all that is, and you're trying to recapture that part of your youth.
But that's not.
Do you know how many erectile dysfunction commercials come on?
Warren said being able to provide. That's what makes him a man.
That's what y'all say when y'all can provide. Well, and after you get tired of, after you provide on a regular basis, then you want to provide something else that you can't provide. And this is why erectile dysfunctional pills are a hot commodity. Right. You have men that can perform sexually already that are taking blue pills. Why?
Well, overcompensate. I don't know. They want to do more. I'm not saying that no man.
Well, no.
I'm not saying that
what was the charge given to? Okay, you know I'm churchy. What was the charge given to men? Given to Adam in Genesis? Be fruitful and multiply.
Okay.
That's a drive that's in men. So if you can't be fruitful and multiply, there is going to be.
So what about the men who's getting it in and can't get their wife pregnant, or what about the men who's getting it in and using condoms? They're not trying to be fruitful and multiply.
It's a difference in performing the act, and then once it's gone, that's not on me. But then again, it's a whole different approach when you can't do nothing.
Let me ask this the question for today, because that is what's supposed to be actually a later conversation. The question is, how far is too far?
So we're saying that being married to a spouse that can't sexually perform is too far for some people, or is it not?
Or is it not? Right. Is there something you can, that was one of the questions later, but since we're in it now, that is something that I'm asking. Can you stay in a relationship, a sexless relationship?
No.
Stay married. Stay married in a sexless relationship?
No, I'm right. And I don't see why not.
I could.
I mean, grandma and granddaddy live in 2 separate bedrooms. Well, not mine, but
just because they had 2 separate bedrooms don't mean.
I'm just saying.
Sex is not, like, when you mature in life, sex is not everything. It's just not.
I'm sorry. I have to be totally transparent. I want me and my husband to bang until we in our 90s, till my hip dislocate and my back break.
I'm gonna need your hips not to.
I'm sorry. I'm being serious.
I'm gonna need you not to.
I need that to be a regular part of our life.
You can stay in a sexless relationship. Here's the thing. Now, this might sound crazy, but this is my crazy. I can go without sex, but I don't think I can stay in a sexless relationship.
That's your control aspect of you, though.
Exactly. What do you mean?
Right. As long as you have the say so of whether you want to do it.
No. I'm saying I can go without sex. I can go without having sex. I'm not in a relationship.
That's your choice.
That's a choice, right?
That's a choice. But I cannot be in a relationship and go like
when you
be
don't
married,
have a choice.
Not relationship. Be married. This is who I'm with. And not.
That's because you no longer have a choice. It is what it is.
But you would leave, so you would stay and have sex with somebody else.
Rachel says she's living through it now. I hope that you put LOL, Rachel. I don't know exactly how far you want to go into that, but does that? I'm asking. I'm serious because I don't know. This is your personal.
So is it the sexless?
The sexless relationship.
I'm choosing.
Oh, we got to go to commercial. Rachel. She's not gonna call in, but I would love for you to call in, Rachel.
Well, now that you gave her name like 4 times, she's not gonna call in.
She already
it's in print. It is there. You can't.
We'll be right back. We're gonna continue on with our I do, but maybe I don't. Stay tuned.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, check out what you missed on the one and only Be Inspired radio show. Now here's one little speech I'm going to give you before I get into the next article. Here's what I want to tell you. Still, but fear is big business. Fear is big business. I'm not telling you not to be alarmed by what you're seeing. I'm not telling you not to be concerned. What I'm saying is not to buy into the notion that we should be afraid. You should be informed. You should be aware. You should start educating yourself about some things. I don't have the solutions. I don't have the answer. I wish I could say that if you did X, Y, and Z, you might not get shot by the police. I wish I could tell you that, but I can't. But what I can say is just start making yourself aware of what's going on, but don't be so consumed by what you're seeing that you become afraid, that you don't want to go out. Or you become numb. That's a good point, Nate. Nate said, or you become numb to it, like you just don't care. So we need you to just continue to be in touch with what's going on.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back. We are back. Before we went to commercial break, the question on the floor was, could you stay in a sexless marriage? We had 2 yeses and a no.
I said no. Well, no. I said yes. I'm conflicted.
We had 1 yes, 1 no, and I don't know. We'll see. So we had.
I do, but I don't.
There you go. Right now in the news, everybody see that Mr. Usher, our beloved, oh my God, let it burn. These are my confessions. Just so many hits to just make you sad.
Just when I thought I said all I could say, my
said she had one on the way.
She had something else.
Flare up. But point is, I'm sorry. Our friend Usher here he never said yay or nay if he had herpes, but he obviously paid somebody off that he maybe have given it to.
Was it more like it could have been more to? I always think it's more to the story than what we're reading, because that would obviously make you want to do that. But it may have been something else, like other stuff they had, and now that when he wasn't willing, because why would that person then come out? So you give a person $1 million and they still come out. Like, what?
Well, I don't know if they came out. It was public record. Something.
Yeah, like somebody pulled the.
I don't think she was paid $1 million to keep her mouth closed. And even to date, you haven't seen her on any news or saying like, it's out there now.
That's what makes me think is more. I never believe anything.
Well, even with her, there was another young lady that just came out a couple months ago that now is suing for $10 million because she is saying she did contract the virus from Usher and that she.
I hate this. That's as an artist, I don't ever want to be famous. I really don't, because the moment somebody says or something comes out, it's about 10 people ready for a payday.
Well, this is the thing, though. In all honesty, Nate, she could have, as well as any other girls that may come out later, have had this disease, but couldn't prove that it came from Usher,
right,
or whatever. So now, if you see somebody, one person come out and say, or they find out that this actually happened,
I had sex with him too.
There you go. That's probably where it came from. But I mean, hey, they all are adults and they made decisions.
I really don't ever believe anything that I read. Because
and you know what? Here's the thing. That's not what the discussion is.
Right.
We can't even, that's not even the question. The question for me,
the original lady hasn't said anything.
Not one word. And I wouldn't either, because then she's going to risk losing that money. But the question is for his wife. This is my question. Using this situation, what you do know is that he cheated. That's the first thing. You know that he's a public, what do you call it?
Icon.
And she has a name. She was supposedly the executive chef for the Cosby Show. And I'm assuming if she was the executive chef for them, that she has done several other things. I'm quite sure she's just not working. So the point is, her name is now being dragged through the mud. Because the first thing you
His
think, well,
ex-wife?
if his wife now. The ex-wife says he got this after their divorce.
Yeah, she says she's not in it. Don't put her in it. She cleared that immediately.
Right. And it is stated that he got the disease, or got the, is it a disease? The disease
It is a
between
disease.
2009 and 2010, which was after the divorce. That's public record. My thing is the wife. How far is too far? Because now you have a disease you can't get rid of, because 9 times out of 10, if he have it, they're married. You could just only assume that
That's
they
not
have
fair.
been
What
sleeping
if she
together.
already knew
I agree. That's the question.
She may have already known me.
Right, because she said in the okay, Warren said virus. Thank you, Warren.
Sexually transmitted disease.
Okay, thank you, Lisha.
It's a disease that doesn't go away. It's a disease.
It's a disease, virus. It is bad. So I'm sorry that anybody is going through this. The point is,
if you had chickenpox, you had herpes.
Do you go? You're in a marriage. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
It is.
It is. Chickenpox is herpes.
It is. That is true. We can go through. We use several different forms of herpes. But do you stay or go? Me.
It really depends. Like if I knew ahead of time, or if you give me, I want choices. Like if you giving me the right to choices, then that's another story. Opposed to you just got this, and now I got this, and
right. Like so, you're saying if you already knew he had the disease, but now you're on public display.
I mean that doesn't. If you love somebody, you don't. That doesn't matter to you. Look at Magic Johnson's wife. Like that doesn't matter. If you come to me and let me know before the world tells me.
Right.
Like that's.
But what if they don't? What if you find out like everybody else finds out?
Then that's betrayal. So that's grounds for having a nice life.
So betrayal is your breaking point.
Yeah,
being betrayed. That's not mine.
So betrayal is unforgiving for you?
Yeah, because I mean, what else have you lied about? What else?
Because a lot of people lie. Well, and I really do believe a lot of men lie in their head to protect their significant other. And I say men because I haven't had a relationship with women, so I can't really speak from that side.
Sounds like yet.
But no yet. I haven't had a relationship with a woman.
It sounds like a yet.
No yet.
So that's not a breaking point for you.
No.
Betrayal.
I feel like why is it a breaking point? Because if you did or you did not know, now the world knows that you have this virus or disease. And
how does it impact you?
How does it impact you moving forward?
No, how does my disease impact you?
Your next relationship after you get divorced?
We talking about the marriage aspect.
I'm saying,
and there are a lot of people that will still get married and still engage in sexual activities because there are all these, I don't know the details, I don't know nothing about herpes, but stay away from it. But apparently, like, there's no flare-ups or something or whatever.
I'm not doing all
I don't know. But
like,
look, if it's somebody that you love, there are people that's willing to make those sacrifices for the person that they love. If I have to use a condom for the rest of our lives, we're going to do. Like, things like that. There are people, it's not making a break point.
From using that story, the girl did say that her not use a condom, but herpes can still be contracted.
I don't know that.
Well, it can.
That's why I just stay to myself.
Yeah. So, but they did use a condom. So, I mean, that didn't save her. So, moving forward, this is what I'm saying. You being married, you decide to get a divorce because of that. You got these barriers now when you get out of this relationship.
But that's not, most people not thinking like that. They mind. You get to that point, but your mind is not, you're not thinking like that in the meantime. I hope not. Because your whole reality is off anyway. Like, somebody betrayed you. That's the issue on the table. Everything else, deal with that later. But this person, where are you at with this person?
Everybody's different. The betrayal might be your aspect. The embarrassment might be my aspect. The disease itself might be Keisha's aspect. Everybody has a different perspective. Me personally,
I can't tell you. I don't know. This is the thing. I guess in this situation, you would have to really get it. I would say for myself, I think I would be at least gone for some time.
The separation.
I just need to be.
See, because it's such a public issue, though, the need to stay unified for me, even in betrayal and all that other stuff, is higher. Not to mention the fact,
if you were the one who gave the disease, or
if I was the spouse,
okay,
I don't want to have no association to the disease whatsoever.
No, I'm
even
saying
in theory, and
stay
I don't want to.
the desire to stay unified and put up a united front would usually come from the person that did the wrongdoing, and
me as the significant other, I'm gonna be there because at the end of the day, they're gonna look at me, well, the other spouse, some kind of way, but they still looking at Usher. We talking about Usher. We're not talking about Usher's wife. Usher's name is in the paper. Usher's name is being dragged through the mud. You can't listen to an Usher song anymore without laughing. When we was in the car.
I was looking at the carpool. What's the guy that do the carpool on the night show? One of those night shows. I can't. I'm looking at his mouth. I'm looking at. I can't. Maybe when it's blow over, I can't. I feel so bad, but now it's in my head. It's ingrained, like all the way he did.
I just always hope that these stories are not false when people put them out. That's always my hope.
Nikki, we're talking about I do.
And I do, but maybe I don't.
Yes,
maybe
I do, but maybe I don't. How far is too far when considering divorce? How far are you willing to go? What's your breaking point is the question on the floor. Warren said the reality is your mate could have infected you with the other H word. That is a sign of no regard to me.
But no, even in that, because that can show up later down the line. You don't necessarily know. They could get that from a blood transfusion. It doesn't mean that they cheated. They may not even know how they contracted it. So that's not fair as well. I am. You want to know what my breaking point is? Tell me you don't want me. You tell me you don't want me, and I'm gone.
Because then where do you go from there?
No, I'm not saying as far as a breaking point, but
it's a lot. Why? How can I tolerate a lot? Can I tell you? I'm gonna be honest. Because Jesus has put up with so much of my bull crap.
Okay.
No.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Mom.
I'm serious. No, but I'm serious though. Real talk. And we've gone through that back and forth and all that other stuff. But I keep going back because just because you don't know all of the dirt I've either done or thought, I got away with it. You got caught. But I'm not as innocent. I'm not perfect. So
but
how
that
can
don't mean you
if
deserve
you want
to go through stuff like that because you put somebody through it.
I don't. But when you show me that you don't want me, it's one because I believe I'm not gonna say this okay, but I believe that all men don't understand what it means and how to be committed and not cheat and all that. Because a lot of men think that's a part of everyday life. They saw their parents cheat. They saw this person, my uncle cheat. They think, oh, this is okay. This is the one I love. I take care of this one. Sex is just so. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying that a lot of men just don't. They don't have a regard. Like that's something totally separate.
Well, when they're at that point where they don't have a regard, you're not the one.
I agree.
Because when they get serious and when they settle down.
Agree.
Then they understand that.
That's what Steve Harvey said. Did you read his book?
No, that's just a man thing.
But no, that's but I agree. But
if he's out there cheating.
Mr. William, are you saying sexless marriage? That is.
He's saying that was the topic. I thought he said that was the topic.
Oh, okay. No, I thought that was his breaking point. I'm sorry.
But I mean, I believe that people make mistakes, and when you get married, I read my vows, and I understood that. That all of these things could possibly come. This is the better and the worse. I really didn't have a breaking point until he decided to leave. When he decided that it was over, okay. And it's not a matter of treating me.
The breaking point. So the breaking point, he has to leave.
No, he has to.
He had to let me know that he didn't want to.
Once, if I'm with you and I'm all in. That means I'm with you through thick and thin. I'm not saying I'm going to put up with anything. I mean, there will be repercussions for actions.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, when I committed to you, I committed to you. But if you tell me you don't want me, there is nowhere for me to go from
I can't
here.
do nothing about that. I can be patient. I can wait for you to grow. Well, there's maturity levels and stuff involved as well. Because I'm not the same woman I was 10 years ago.
Okay.
And you're not the same man you were 10 years ago. The person that I married 10 years ago did not expect to get the person that I am today. He didn't know where I was going to grow to.
So that breeds about a certain understanding of his his displeasure.
You know, and as I'm cultivating, that don't mean that you cultivate with me in the same time frame. I can be patient and understanding.
You willing to put up with all of this stuff, but the moment he says I'm ready, then that's your breaking point. Like
that was my breaking point.
But it really ain't. It's her allowing him to put up. It's her giving him the space to have his breaking point. Because she's not saying that's what you're saying, but I'm understanding it is. Mm-hmm. It's not her breaking point. It's her decision to let go. It's his breaking point.
So you've had the breaking point before then?
I've had several breaking points.
But then what happened?
What is it called? Reconciliation? Things like reconciliation.
So you forgave.
Forgiveness. Because life is about forgiveness.
Breaking point is broke.
Well,
a breaking point. That's
what I'm saying. When I say the word,
that was the breaking point. When
let's be clear. Let's be clear before she go any further. Right. Lisha is still married.
Yes.
So the breaking point has actually yet to take place until, as you said, sir, the contract is null. It's not null yet. So at any point in time, that word reconciliation, and truth be told, it can still.
Or just this
no,
I'm just saying the marriage is still there. So like I just said before, I would have to go away. Technically, you can still make a decision. Vice versa, he make a decision whether it's likely or not to go home, or he can make a decision to try to make it work.
But then again, keep in mind, I said my breaking point is tell me you don't want me, and it's over. The moment that he told me that he did not want to be married, it was broken. So there is no reconciliation at this point. So I reached my breaking point.
Financial, or it's just legal financial connection.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. My mother did that, so I understand that her and my stepfather decided to do that, which was crazy to me because when you leave, I need a clean break.
No.
That's done too. This is. We're working on the paper.
Okay.
Nikki said her breaking point is bringing another woman into their relationship or an outside child. She's done.
And you know what? Only reason I can't speak on those things is because I didn't experience an outside child or actually. Well, I can't say that.
So I'm just saying. So it takes a child to come into this for it to be a breaking point.
What is your breaking point? Because that's all. What she just said, what Nikki is saying is the same thing you said.
You already knew
it's okay to cheat
or felt that I was cheating, but I had to have a child for this to be. You know what? This is enough. Like cheating isn't enough.
Well, maybe because we have now been conditioned that cheating is slightly expected.
The child
may be.
The child is the evidence that you have to see every day that reminds you of the situation.
Right.
So
and now you have obligation. You now, because you're married to this man, got obligations to that child and
that child mother.
Well, call me King Petty because I'm gonna see it every time I see you. I don't care if there's a child. I'm going to see a child in you.
Forgiveness and forgetting is two totally different things. You don't necessarily forget. I'm not going to say
that's the part, the forgetting part. I have a vivid memory, and I can't let go.
He said it's vivid.
Before we go to commercial break, I'm going to ask quickly before we go into another segment. This Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner situation, is that a...
Oh, Jesus.
Enough's enough? I mean, your husband come to you and say, all my life, I wanted to be a woman.
All my life, I had to
I love you, baby.
But you don't love me if you want to be.
I just want to love you my way. So tell you, do you stay? Do you stay if your husband tells you that he is
Warren said, see, this is why Paul said, do not get married.
Okay.
Thank you. There you go,
We'll be right back. Question, y'all. Let me know. Would you stay? Your husband tell you he wants to be a woman. Would you stay with him?
Nope.
We'll be right back.
What about your wife want to be a man?
Vice versa. I apologize. Absolutely. Vice versa.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go.
Do yourself a favor and listen to this hilarious flashback on Charm City Direct Radio Show.
You know me. I eat like this all the time. Do I gain any weight? No, at all. You can have my belly, right? I'm giving away body parts. Somebody said they need a butt. Somebody said they need
I can use a little extra tissue there.
I can pop it. Right now.
He out here giving out butt cheek donations. Hey everybody, it's your girl, the magical glow getter herself, Anissa Maureen, co-host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Catch me and the rest of my team every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. That's safercar.gov/the right seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
But for the commercial break, the question on the floor was, your husband or wife wants to be transgender. Do you stay or go?
Are you going to stay?
Am I going to stay? If they don't go through with the surgery.
So you would take them...
I would deal with it.
Heels and tiptoeing around in your negligence.
I don't want to... Listen, I have a phobia of drag... No, I'm serious. I have a phobia of drag queens. Wow. So I don't know. I didn't even know. I love Tu Wong Fu. Like, so
in person,
I never knew. Right around the corner from here, I figured it out. Actually, right at this time, 11 used to be on one of these streets. I never knew they was outside. And I went to my sister, can attest to it. I was young, ate a bag of salt and vinegar chips every single day. I got up 2-3 o'clock in the morning because I wanted the salt and vinegar chips. I got to the store and couldn't get out the car.
Because you saw it?
Because it was a whole bunch of drag queens in front of the building. I couldn't move. I didn't know that I couldn't move. I mean, I just didn't know. So that's when I figured it out. I could not.
It happened again? Was that an isolated?
It happened again. My daughter's father was a vendor.
Oh Lord, I thought
he was. No, he was a vendor, and he had to do. He had to do Pride in DC. Same thing. And I was there for support, and this was my heart, so he could get. I knew what I was walking into, but I figure I'm older now. I know now that, you know, so I'll just say steer clear. I'll just say I sat in one chair, not that I would have did much anyway, but I was just like in the corner on the side, terrified, couldn't move.
You're a racist.
That's what.
How am I racist?
That is strange. Have you ever had that checked out? You need to go to a therapist.
No, I'm not. I don't need. Why do I need to go to therapist?
Because this world is filled with transvestites.
Because it could be a reason, like an unresolved
No, what I
issue.
do know is it's the big ones. It's the broad, overly dramatic. I don't like strange.
So you don't like clowns and nothing?
I don't do anything off. Anything. Well, you
It
know
could be.
that. I
It could
can't
be a
look
clown
at.
because there are a lot of people with phobias of clowns.
Well, it might be the clown-like resemblance. I mean, I don't want anybody to be offended. Sometimes it's a bit much. But the guys who are passable, like, you know, they just look like a girl. I
What
don't
about
think that
the
bothers
women
me.
that look like men dressed like
It
women?
doesn't matter.
No, I mean like real women that look like men dressed like women.
Say that again.
No, when there's a woman that's dressed like a man, it's normally they're more subdued. They more.
No, I mean big women that dress up with all the extra makeup and they look like a man trying to look like a woman.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of women out there.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to steer clear because that looks strange.
So
to me. It's the strange.
So it's the look. It's
Right.
not so much because it's a man dressed like a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we're not going back into the childhood. You asking me, could I stay? I'm saying I would stay.
I thought you got free from all of the stuff from your childhood. Ain't that what they say in church?
If your man dressed up, so you would be with a man that the world would see as gay.
The world can see him all they want. I don't want to see it.
So, he got to do it somewhere
You
else.
gotta right. I don't want it in like. I'm not gonna like
Y'all
come
some
to the shows.
understanding women, I swear.
I'm not
I'm
not gonna like come to the shows and be like, that's my. I mean, it would have to be, and then I'm not even gonna say that. If I got to the point that I had become comfortable,
gay in general, like that's.
Oh wait, no, I'm not staying with him if he's gay. I said transgender.
So what's the point of doing that if you're not?
Well, because you have some.
So if
people
he's
just
get ready to cut it off.
Well, you don't have to go.
Yeah, some people
You don't have to.
wanna go
Yeah,
that
you don't
far.
have to go all the way and get the.
So if he just had like a fetish for dressing up in women's clothes,
Then technically that's
you
not
could do it.
transgender though.
Well, then whatever the proper word is.
Transgender.
Transvestite normally.
Yeah.
Or just a cross dresser.
Yeah, cross dresser. So you
Simply
would
put.
stay with a cross dresser.
I don't want to, but if I'm married, yeah.
No.
So you had to be married.
No.
I mean, as long as he know, I see that paper, sir. As long as he knows who he married.
No.
Like I can't take
No.
it serious.
No.
I'm gonna laugh.
No.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna.
You're
be
going
like,
to a mental
sexy.
institution, baby. I'm gonna have to check you in because there's no way you're gonna tell me that you still love me and you still want to engage
and I'm
with
gonna tell
me.
you, in my experience, that is very possible because how somebody identifies themselves isn't a connection. Sexuality and sexual orientation are very separate.
I
They
hear
normally
the, I
blend.
hear the claims, but as far as me and my husband, I can't hear that. I'm sorry,
just
it
saying,
just doesn't make sense.
Clinically, they're two separate things.
Okay, look, we got a commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna finish this conversation and then we're gonna get into a situation. I need to get y'all feedback on. Stay tuned. It's a little juicy story. Be right back.
Oh.
You will tell us yourself.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
Coming to y'all soon.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug,
and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement.
Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We back, y'all.
Don't y'all go out there spread no rumors. This is not personal.
Well, we were talking about whether or not you would stay with your husband if he was transgender or cross-dresser, and I'm getting attacked because I said I'm going to
No, she's not being
He's not
attacked.
going to wear my clothes. Rachel said he is not. She ain't. I ain't sharing my clothes either. Right. I can't.
So he had to do it at his own time.
Yes. My brother, which I don't know if he's watching, but he is a stickler. I don't know if this is true or not, but he'll say there's a weight requirement for a cross-dresser. He cannot stand for... I do.
Y'all in time out. Where the bell?
But it's funny that people who have those stipulations for stuff that they just look at.
Mm-hmm. Why would you have a stipulation if it's not of interest?
I didn't say it wasn't of interest. Listen.
Ooh, Mariah look good over there.
That's how she sounds too. Just like that. Listen, let's listen to her.
Wet.
Sorry.
So he has a weight requirement for his
No, for a cross-dresser, he feel like that after a certain weight, you just
he can't be 6'5".
No, absolutely not. He can't stand it.
Really
I don't know. When he comes in, he needs to come on the show and explain that. So,
Tell the Truth Tuesday.
He will. Oh, I'm always telling the truth. Bring me on for the Tell the Truth Tuesday. I'm that lady. So let's get into this, because I had to write it all out because I need y'all to hear. It's so many different depths of this one story, and. There was a salesman. Now, there's no name stated because it's ongoing. This just happened in July.
Okay.
He did plead guilty, but the case is still going on. There's a salesman in July of 2017 on trial for repeatedly molesting his 12-year-old stepdaughter.
Do you live in Baltimore?
No.
What he's selling?
I don't know.
They didn't say?
He ain't selling it no more because he's in jail.
Oh, okay.
He's selling something now.
He laced his wife's drinks with various drugs that put her to sleep, sometimes in a comatose stage, he gradually progressed from touching a little girl to full-on sex over a 2-year span.
And she never realized, every night I just get to a deep sleep.
Listen, the mom said she had noticed small white particles flying around in her drinks over time, but swore it was dish soap. She said
so you just out here drinking dish soap.
She said she went
for 2 years. You drinking dish soap.
She went to 2 or 3 doctors to get the answers to what she labeled the tired thing, but she got no clarification. She posted on Facebook that her food tastes funny and said she wondered if her husband was poisoning her. The post said, "Husband could be slipping a bit of poison my way. In April of 2013, she wrote, "My dinner tastes weird tonight, and I constantly feel tired and sleepy. Do you think my husband is poisoning me?"
She has Facebook.
This is what she put on Facebook. The man pled guilty to 99 child sex offenses against the girl between the ages of 12 and 16 years old, but denies giving the mom any drugs.
So who was keeping count?
I think that's just the maximum. They just guesstimated.
Right. I think they.
If he was doing it every night for.
I don't know if it was like 99 times. It's 99 counts, like different acts or whatever. That's what he pled guilty to. It could have been more, but maybe he, just took the 99. There was a videotape. Listen. There was a videotape of the mom confronting both the husband and the daughter, and she asks, has he been sexually molesting you? You have to explain this to me. This is what the mom said to the daughter. This is on the tape. This is the end. The daughter replied that he was, and that dad, and after she told her that, the dad took off, and she told her mom that the dad was drugging her. Mom asked, "How do you know he drugged me?" She told you. Later on, the mom found the SD card in the dad's lining of his jacket with 18 videos and 778 pictures of the dad and daughter in the act.
Was it his biological daughter?
No, the stepdaughter. Now, the reason why I had to write it all, because like every time I thought that the story was over,
some more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Phone and text. Which one is it? We got a phone call?
It's not a game.
Give out the number.
Give out the number.
You're going to have to say more than that, Robbie.
No,
you
leave
can call
Robbie alone.
You can call in 410-702-5657.
Say it again.
If you 410-702-5657.
Say it slower. Lick your lips.
702-5657 if you want to give some input on this crazy story. Right, Rachel? This
I'll
is
type
awful.
it in there for y'all because she talked too fast.
I said it 3 times.
Some of these people it's amazing. I watch some of those shows, World's Dumbest Criminals and stuff and I'm sorry, if for 2 years,
well, between the ages of 12 and 16,
up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
So
I'm just saying,
years.
At some point, especially if you go on to social media and it started as a joke. Yeah, I think my husband's trying to poison me.
Right.
And then you fall asleep right at the dinner table.
Right. And you see the white particles
for 2 years
in your
and you just
drink.
Cool with this drinking this detergent for 2 years. You don't say, you know what, we need to get a new dishwasher.
Something of
or
the same.
I'm gonna start washing dishes myself. Something.
Or stay away from my food and drink.
Yeah.
Because I think he might be poisoned. Just to see.
The fact that you think that that's a possibility.
Right.
Like, let's not get into the fact that if he did or if he didn't. The fact that you think that there's a chance that your husband is poisoning you, shouldn't be your husband.
Because there's a moment in every marriage where you worry about
but not for
if I
years.
gotta worry, have a nice day.
It's
the
a moment.
Worry sets in, and I could be wrong.
You like,
have
what?
a nice day.
Why are you giving me this?
Rachel says the mother had to know. I agree, and the reason why that's why I wrote all of the story, because for one, you are being drugged. Because the dad, I don't know if I wrote that. The dad admitted to the 99 counts. He took the charge, but he said he did not drug her. Now, if he going to jail.
I was about to say that sounded like she wrote that statement.
She put the drug in.
I was about to say it sounded like she wrote that statement.
Which statement?
This whole statement right here about her being drugged, the whole idea.
Well, the daughter said Dad's been giving you drugs or drugging you. My thing is, I'm wondering, did he know? Like, was this an understanding of you two? Like I said earlier, leave me blind. Maybe she said, knock me out. I don't know. Because how do you not? You see
still want to
it?
punch her in her face.
Well, I mean, everybody. I'm just saying, but she stayed. She stayed until she had no choice. The daughter was now old enough to speak.
I can't say that the mother had to know. I won't go that far because it's really hard, and I feel like I'm about to cry. It's hard for me to think that a woman would allow something like that to continue. It's very hard for me to.
I'm telling you, there are accounts of that.
I'm just saying that in my heart, it's difficult for me to accept that a real mother would know something like that is going on and not say anything.
Monique stood in the doorway while
that was a movie.
That was but it was based on.
But in my head, that was a movie. Wow. So for me, and I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm saying that I'm in tears at the thought of a mother really knowing that something like that. That's scary.
No, I'm not. But I can say that I know that to be the fact.
That's sad. That's beyond sad. I don't
you
have
mothers
for it.
who feel like that's the best they can do. You have, because 9 times out of 10, when you have men, most of the time, that are doing these types of things, they actually are providing for the home. Like, they're trying to have everything else in order, so that if by some slim chance in their mind they get caught up, they have some leverage. They have,
But a lot of them aren't thinking like that. They just doing that act. They're everything else. They're functional. That's a functional addict. They still going to work. They still driving. They still going to church. But I get high on a regular. So that's the same thing for me. And I could not imagine. I would rather be wrong than to feel like this is going on.
Yes.
At what point did you think that this was happening?
What is your breaking point? Is it the drugging you, the possibility of drugging you, or the molesting your child?
All of the above. Like, if you're drugging me, that's a problem. I don't even need to have a child.
I don't think it's going to take me 2 years to figure out that you're drugging me.
No.
That's
First of
why
all,
I don't
if my
know about
food
the
nasty,
not
I'm not eating from you no more.
And you're saying it. You said it more than once. She put it on Facebook. My food tastes weird. And I didn't write that part, but she said just in case something happens to me tonight.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe, and I'm not trying to make. Yes, maybe she's special. Maybe the thought of him doing something to her child never crossed her mind. Me?
But when was it a question? Because at some point she asked her child, "Is he molesting?"
But that was
they didn't get
afterwards,
into right after she had been molested. They didn't get into what led up to it. But she said the mom questioned both the daughter and.
I mean, how many like knockout nights did your mother have to have?
It was 2. Well, she's saying 2 years of knockout. The daughter saying she had been being molested
for
between the ages of 12 and 16. So maybe because it said it progressed from just touching.
So that's
to
4 years. So,
sex. But it might have
probably
been
about
years
14,
of just
15, 16. She had to.
So you didn't notice a difference in your child? You didn't see a pattern?
That's what Rachel just put. Rachel just put, if there was any type of suspicion, the mama bear would have come out to protect her daughter.
Right. You know when your child there's a pattern that's different in your child. You know when somebody has touched your child because your child either gets really withdrawn or really aggressive or really promiscuous or really something. They become the extreme of some.
So you don't believe that a child can be touched and there is no change in their behavioral?
No,
I don't believe that.
No,
but
if you know your child, then you know.
But I do know that there are so many different factors that could change the attitude of a child that you can't automatically assume
But
that
you
they've
need to
been
start
sexually.
investigating.
I would agree. Now,
That's the first question you ask. Somebody touched you?
Well, my daughter was a baby when my husband, well, he was around before I got pregnant, but he's always been around.
Well, I mean,
now,
for two of you real quick, both of y'all lead up y'all statements like that. I need whatever we talking about. This didn't happen to this person.
Right. Okay, so it didn't happen.
Yeah.
This didn't happen
These
to
are
me.
Sound bites.
This didn't happen to me, but it didn't happen to me.
Right.
It didn't happen to me. So, but we were always together. But certain stuff just never was comfortable for me. Not because I thought he would, just because I'm protective of my little girl.
That's her dad?
Not her biological dad, but he's always been there. But even if he was her biological dad, certain stuff still wouldn't be comfortable. I still wouldn't be comfortable with you bathing her if she's, like stuff like that.
I'm not. The world we live in, that's a problem for me. That's really a problem because young ladies are growing up without any respect for male authority because we have a society where that is a possibility. And like I teach young ladies, and that's the hardest thing because I can't really discipline them as a teacher or as an instructor because these things can happen.
I think there's a way that it can be done. I don't think that we have to have this great divide. But there are certain boundaries that a lot of kids, either they get taught too much or they don't get taught enough. I was just talking to my sister about this girl. This girl was like 25 years old. She don't have no regard for personal privacy. She doesn't, I mean, she lives in a house with male and females in her. She don't cover herself. She don't, what happened? So for her, that's not a problem at all. She's as free as a bird. But you can't interact like that in today's society. So I mean, I don't know.
It becomes a really fine line, and I'm noticing it's getting worse in terms of male to young lady. It is becoming increasing because you can't say certain things. You can't. There's a safe space. Like all the schools that I work in now specifically, the men cannot be alone with children.
Well, that's to safeguard the men, not the children.
Right, and I get that.
That's what that is.
Because that's a thing, that's a problem in my world.
Because you're saying now they're putting this in the young girl's mind.
Right, so now men are just these animals.
Right.
Before they even... You know, I've had to have so many background checks, and I would never do something like that. But that does something to my psyche, because then as I'm talking to you, especially if you're doing something wrong, I now, in my mind, I have to think 20 different scenarios in how to say this, instead of saying...
Is the door closed?
Right.
Is somebody in the room while we're having a conversation? You know, you can't focus. I get what you're saying. I agree, but I think it's unfair to just focus just on the men, because women
I was gonna say
do
that too.
Just as much. But I do
it's
understand
socially
the point.
acceptable.
But my question, though, for the sake of this particular show with this, is do you stay or go?
You gotta go.
Hell no.
I have to go to jail first, and then we can talk about what happens after that. But I'm going to jail first. I'm just saying.
So there's no...
Saints, y'all heard me?
Yeah.
Y'all heard me, Saints? I said hell no.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. Man right now is facing jail time for molesting his stepdaughter and allegedly drugging his wife for the past 2 years while molesting this young lady. Is this a situation where there is no chance for reconciliation, or do you try to make it work? We'll be right back.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the radio loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the radio loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Do yourself a favor and listen to this hilarious flashback on Charm City Direct Radio Show.
You know me. I eat like this all the time. Do I gain any weight? No, at all. You can have my belly, right? I'm giving away body parts. Somebody said they need a butt. Somebody said they need a butt.
I can use a little extra tissue there.
I can pop it. Right now.
Like, he out here giving out butt cheek donations.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, the magical glow getter herself, Anissa Maureen, co-host of the Charm City Direct Radio Show. Catch me and the rest of my team every Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We came up with this topic because back in March of 2017, we was watching TV.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
So rude. The question on the floor was, do you stay or do you go after finding out your mate molested your child? We were talking about the salesman. I'm not sure exactly where he was, but he drugged his wife and molested his stepdaughter for the past 2 years. And the question is, do you stay or go? I feel like for me, it's non-negotiable. I gotta go. There are a lot of things that I can handle and, as you say, tolerate. We're very tolerable, but I just cannot see me stay. First of all, I don't trust you. That's just simple. I don't trust you with me.
Yeah.
And it's my right. I don't trust you with me, my life, and it's my responsibility. It's my duty to take care of this child. I can make a conscious decision for myself to say, well, I'm just not going to let him cook for me no more. Or I'm just saying, if this was just me, I'm just telling you the truth.
Please leave him.
I'm saying I'm capable of making a conscious decision to stay for myself. Because I can protect me in my mind. I could say,
drugging you?
Not saying I would make this decision.
Right,
I'm saying I'm capable of saying,
disclaimer,
I will not let him cook for me, or I will not leave my drinks around him. These are things that I could say if I decided to stay with a man that I didn't trust or that was slipping me something. But it's my job to take care of my child. My child should not have to protect themselves from my choice.
So your breaking point would be the molestation?
No, my breaking point would be something floating in my drink. I don't want something floating in my drink if it is dish soap. You know that. I don't want a wet cup. I can't drink out of a wet dish that is clearly water. I can't eat off a plate that got water particles on it.
That happened to me one time, the Mount Vernon Hotel, and she told us it was lemon in the water, and it was dish detergent.
I can't.
Yeah, no. You always... You know when something ain't right with your stuff.
For you, it's a done deal. You would not. You would go.
I'm going to jail. Do not collect go.
It ain't no divorce. He's gonna be dead, and I'm gonna be in jail.
So Mr. Benton said, absolutely not. I know God forgives, and I do too, but I won't forget. There's no way you could.
Ain't about no forgive and forget. I'm not even thinking about God at that point.
Right,
I'm sorry.
I am thinking about God.
I'll think about God later. Right now, I'm murdering somebody.
Like, oh God, what am I going to use to kill him?
He said, oh God.
So that's a no. Well, what do you say to the ones who do? God forgives, but he don't forget everything.
I don't say nothing. They not my friends. I can't associate with you anymore.
I don't want to associate with you.
So you being outside, I make a decision to stay with an obvious pedophile.
Then I'm glad. Then happy. Look, if that's what you want for you, that's fine for you. I can't be your friend though.
Yeah. So do you just stay married and not be with the person?
And I'm calling DSS on you.
Well, you shouldn't have to if it's in the news.
Because you must not have called them.
But people are living in those decisions, and nobody's called up on them. They're still living.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes.
First of all, I'm going to punch you in your face. I might get a
misdemeanor. Stay with known pedophiles, and there is no police call. Yeah. There's nothing done.
Well, now see, now they got all of these shades of gray for what's a pedophile because these girls so grown and this, that, and the third, and all that. That's bullcrap.
So you got a promiscuous grown teen walking around the house, as you were saying earlier, inappropriately, and they get got, but they get got by your husband. So now you rationalize what they did.
It's all her fault. That's what they doing.
Well, there are a lot of, and now crazy enough, more mothers would say that than fathers
because they don't want to lose their man.
Right, and that's crazy. I know firsthand individuals who have gone through that, and mother didn't believe them, and they stayed with the person, put the child out eventually, because eventually that child's will become a problem, and they will start acting out because you still with this person. I gotta wake up every morning to him.
I had I'm not know how much. I mean, it's known, but I don't know how much is known. But a situation where a person was with their parent, and they were young, they were impressionable, and they really believed that their stepfather was their boyfriend, and their mother was the other woman. They believed that their stepfather was going to leave their mother to be with them, and the mother put the young lady out. So to me, what bothers me so much about that was because you got this child, you know, you can blame all day, you know, well, she knew what she was doing, or this is that and the other. You can blame, but she was a child, but she was a hot child.
Well, no, all children go through that. Every child goes through that. Like at some point, one of the normally they're younger, but there are children around 9 to like 10, 11ish that, especially if it's not their biological parent,
right?
They begin to, and young ladies do this to their dads a lot. They begin to be in love with their parent, and it's a phase that some children go through. And maybe that child went through that, and they just may have had a parent that
it's the responsibility of the adults.
Yeah.
Kevin said he got daughters. He couldn't imagine if their stepdad would have touched him at any age, even after 18.
Right.
He called the police to arrest him to protect himself from killing him. Now, I agree. Like you said, you need to go to jail. This is for you. This is not for me. I'm doing this for you.
Straight to jail. Do not
for real,
what
you said. I wish I would have had the actual names, but there is there's something that develops in a child's mind. It's with siblings and your parents and so forth during the adolescent age, and I call it, because I couldn't pronounce it. I call it the ill factor. The ill.
Cooties.
You get the cool, right? But I mean, for your brother or your sister or whatever, you get you that part of your brain develops, and you begin to look at your brother and sister like, ew, that's nasty, or you ugly. Like, but that develops over a certain amount of time, but it's usually before the age of 13.
Yeah,
then
that's why I said between 9.
Right. 11. So you have, as going with what you said, you have a stepfather to come in, you know, and they don't develop that separation or that ill factor, as I call it.
They're going through that. They're in that phase of it either starting to happen, and then hormones start to happen. So what if that person is attracted to them, or the child then develops an attraction for that person, and the parent, like you said, is their responsibility to say, no, this isn't what you do. But if you got pedophiles out in the world, I'm not going to say nothing because I'm getting off, and this little girl is into it,
right,
and nobody sees this. But then what happens when the parent doesn't do anything and you put your child out?
Right, and this is what they did.
This whole house about to be blown.
But you know what though, and like, I mean,
blowing the whole house up.
You read what you saw. At the end of the day, it didn't.
Well, what about the other children?
Yeah.
Were there other children in the household?
Well, for this particular story with the man, there was 7 children. So somebody, I think it was Ray, said somebody in the house had to see what happened.
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't the
patterns.
mother. There was 7 children. This little girl was one of the 7 children. For the situation that I'm talking about, there were no more children in the house. It was just this young lady, mother, and father.
So the mother never picked up on it?
Well, we were young, so I can't say we were young.
Did say we.
Well, I said we.
Okay.
I wasn't. I said we were young. I'm not saying it was me. If it was me, I have no problem telling my story.
Okay.
But I was in the no, I'm serious. But I was in the, you know, we was a part. It was just a family.
But normally when this is happening to a child, they will isolate the child. Very rarely do they do it. They may do it to multiple children, but it's normally separated because then the children grow up and realize, well, that happened to me. Wow, that happened to me. Or they know it, but they're too afraid to say something.
Right.
They
It only
think
take
it's
one,
gonna
and you
happen
can
to
see
them.
from Usher.
Well, adults, the parents actually, mothers more so, internalize everything. This is my fault. I'm gonna get blamed for this, or maybe something's wrong with me. That's why they.
Or it becomes a competition.
Yep. And that's what it became. That's what it became, a competition, because just like she began to see the mother as the other woman, the mother began to see her child as
it's a lot of disturbed
the
people
other woman.
on many different levels, and the spectrum is real. Let me just let you know. And there are adults on the spectrum, and it becomes this is an imbalance in your mind if you're looking at your child as your competition in your dating pool.
Yeah.
Like,
And
what is going on in your life that you don't know that there's another
but
man
how
out there?
how it shouldn't be a you staying in this relationship shouldn't in my mind shouldn't be a factor. And if your child
was he
should have a
acting
certain
on it? Was the
relationship
guy, before we just make him a dog right off the bat, was he acting on it? Like,
What do you
was he pursuing this, or
He was molesting her.
Okay, he was molesting. Okay,
He was flat out molesting her.
because I've seen situations where the dad like, keep this child away from me.
No,
This is
the dad
not-
was like, "Come with me to the store." Like because that was the
This is in
manipulation. Yeah, that was the manipulation.
And that's another
of it
thing I
all.
was gonna say, because that's a old school Southern thing
Yeah.
that occurred, and it just didn't get talked about.
Yeah.
Right, and they can. And these are older people at this point. And at that time, even they were older. That I'm talking about. But we still we're going to continue this conversation when we get back. I'm not sure because he's not looking at me. This commercial break is going to be about 2 minutes, so safe. Go grab you something to drink. I got some water. Go get some water and come right back. If you got some input, call us at 410-702-5657 or leave your comment in the Facebook inbox. And what is this thing? Feed.
Facebook Live.
It was live feed, and we'll read it.
Stop coming for Robbie like that too.
He wasn't looking at me. What? No.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Didn't get a chance to tune in last week? Well, here's what you missed on the Artist Exchange radio show.
Being a stage actor, how has that prepared you for comedy?
Oh man, I think that being a thespian definitely gave me a head start and an advantage over most of the guys who just go right into comedy. I mean, it definitely helps with stage presence, memorization. Just, you know, a lot of comedians in the city, they don't consider every aspect of the performance, like what you're wearing, you know, how you say certain words, and being a stage actor, like I definitely, I'm thinking about every part of the joke when I write it or when I perform it. You know, like I try to do it as a performer without looking too stagey.
Tune in every Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. and every Saturday 12 to 2 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com. This is the Artist Exchange. Real artists, real talk.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
With that, before we left, we were talking about a situation of in-home molestation and a father who had molested a child. Well, we were using the story of the man, a salesman, but then we went to another scenario with a more personal situation with a man who had molested his stepdaughter, and the mother put her child out of the house. And before the commercial break, we were talking about the competition between the mother and the daughter that had developed, because the daughter, for some reason, looked at her stepfather now as her boyfriend. And the mother now sees her child as competition. But all of this discord, all of this manipulation stems from the man. Point being, at the end of this story, well, semi-end, she chose to stay with the man. The daughter went on with life. Because as they were saying earlier, forgiveness. Well, at some point in time, forgiveness is going to take place because time helps forgiveness. Time and forgiveness, like
they
this.
They say time heals all wounds.
That's what they say.
I don't know if y'all agree with that.
I mean, the wound closed up, but I'm just saying, no, I can't forgive you because now I don't want to come to your house for Christmas or Thanksgiving because he's going to be there. And not just him, you're going to be there because you let this person stay with you. Like, where are you in your security system of life that you want to keep this man who pit me and my child against each other?
If they're good enough to manipulate a child against their mother, they're slick enough to manipulate.
I'm sorry, that's
everything
not
else
slick to me.
That open themselves up to it.
But that's not slick to me because I'm sorry, even if you on a spectrum, you just made your child your competition. Like,
and it may not have been, of course it was unspoken. I don't think anybody was like, yeah, she, blah, blah, blah. There was no, I'm going to get him type of stuff. It just happens that way. Regardless of what, you have to accept the fact that let's go back to, we made the joke, or I made a joke, going back to Precious. Monique had an issue with Precious because she felt like the man was choosing to sleep with the daughter.
He did.
So that's competition one way or the other. You want my daughter, you don't want me.
She had two babies by
She's
my
a
man.
younger version of me.
Yeah.
Right. She had kids with.
You had two babies by my man is what she said.
So but even in that situation, Monique chose to stay. You dealing with insecurity. You dealing with time put in. It's been 20 years, 30 years. I've been with this man. I finally got my very own man. There's several different reasons. I have had a person say, this is, should I not say they said it because I didn't hear it. Hearsay. A person said the husband wanted too much sex. So when they found out that the child was doing whatever they were doing with the husband, their words were, well, good, at least they taking some of the pressure off of me.
Jesus.
So it happens. Now, this was something I didn't hear. This was
blowing up people's houses. That's what I'm doing.
But they stay. What? So obviously that's not their breaking point. So it's not everybody's. You would assume
everybody don't have a breaking point. Some people just want to be with somebody so bad that they'll put up with anything.
Same that way.
And that speaks loudly of what you think of yourself. Period.
But my question is, you work with teens. You make a choice to go back to this man. How do the child respond to that?
They don't and it's without. Well, I've had a student come to me, and it was more so a parental issue, whereas though the dad did not want a child, and the mother went through with it and ended up having the young lady, and she then gave the child up, or gave the child to a family member. His family member, and they stayed together and are still together. And to me, I said, well, how did you choose your man over your child? Like, how does that happen? What happens
their
in
relationship
your...
with the man is what had the time and the substance. They ain't have no relationship with the child. They ain't even meet the child yet, right? You said they didn't
No,
have the child.
I mean, the child was like 3 when they finally, he was like, I guess, he was like, no, I'm not doing this no more, because she ended up giving the child away, and then that child grew up with a family member of his. So you saying it's not my child, I don't want this child, but it's okay for your child to go stay with a family member. But then y'all stay together. And when the young lady was telling me this, I'm thinking, oh, they must have left. No, they still together. And this child is like grown now.
Still in the family, just
still in
they
the family.
took comfort in that. You say confident, like, well, at least she'll still be. I don't know, she all right. They take some sort of silence. I've had that. My sister chose to, but it wasn't because of a man. It was because of a lifestyle choice that she gave up her child.
Parental right.
You know, but they were still in the family. So you make these decisions, and that's the easy out to say, well, at least I'll be able to see her grow up, or at least I can see that they are okay, or so forth.
Well, I'm about to cry. So that's we
Can
can't
you
do that.
imagine just being in that situation where someone is choosing somebody over you,
right?
And I just couldn't. I couldn't do it.
But it's a cycle, because you don't know whether or not what the parents went through. You know,
well, that's what they say.
But you say, for better or for worse, you say your husband. You just said earlier, you become one. This is supposed to be your husband is what, a step right under
worse?
God.
Like, I'm scared to know what worse is. Like, what is worse? What makes you leave? Like,
if that's what you stick to,
does he have to bring her into your bedroom for you to be like, you know what, this is enough? Like, no. Like, what is worse? Like, what is
that goes to up to the person. What your worst is.
Well, that's obviously our breaking point. We beyond broken from there, but there are people that say.
Right.
That's why I always say, for me, I'm a stickler in never say never. But my words were, I never want to be put. I have to be put in a position that I have to make the choice, because I can say right now, and I know 9 times out of 10 who I am. It is not even a decision that needs to be made. I'm with you. Because I'm not going to think logically.
I'm telling you, know, I have 4 nieces, and if I thought that my sister's husband did anything, I don't care. I don't care. She could be lying to me. I'm gonna be in jail over a lie. I just couldn't imagine that happening. I'm waiting for one of them to come to me and say something.
That is such a scary thing. I think a lot of us are overly protective of our children.
Well, a lot of us have been through things.
Right.
We've been molested. We've gone through situations, and we know what that feeling of being not having anybody to tell, or feeling like you can't tell anybody, or you have nobody to turn to. So you become overly protective. Like, I'm not overly protective of my nieces, but I'm very aware and acute. When I see people, when I see her around certain guys or people, I'm watching. I want to see the subtle thing, and if I see it, I'm gonna punch you in your face. That's it. I couldn't imagine doing anything less than that.
Okay. You ready?
No, I was actually gonna ask if there were any other breaking points. Because this is making me sad. I want to go.
That's what I'm saying. That was the question. Is it a breaking point? But okay, so let's play a game. What?
She bring you down to lift you up.
I know, right?
Let's play a game, because you said it is heavy. So we're just gonna play a game called I Do or I Don't. That's it. Now we can discuss them in a few minutes that we have later. But before we discuss them, I just want a simple answer. I do or I don't.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So I'm going to give you some scenarios, and you just tell me, do you stay?
You just got to burn.
Yes. Do you stay or do you go? 1, not providing for your family. You expect the husband to, or your husband to lead and provide. He's not providing.
Wait, I do means I stay?
I do. I still stay.
I do.
He's not providing. You still stay.
I'm on the fence. If it's a reason, well, we'll talk about it later. But I'm on the fence.
I do. But their relationship is going to be screwed. So he might not.
Rachel said she do.
He might not.
Rachel, you do?
That's what I'm talking. Me and Rachel, we be on the same page.
Rachel holds it down, okay?
Me and Ray on the same page sometimes.
All right. He or she becomes emotionally detached. He loses all sense of romance, no affection at all. Do you stay or do you go?
I do.
Or I don't.
I do.
You do? No, I don't know what that means.
I can't. I'm not staying.
No, yeah,
That means you don't care no more.
I do, but I cheat. Can I say that?
Why
Can I
cheat?
do that?
Leave. Why
No,
cheat?
I'm telling you,
I agree.
but I do, but I cheat. But I'm verbally telling you that I'm cheating because of what you're doing.
So why?
I'm telling you, I'm going to stay, but I'm going to cheat because I'm committed to my marriage, but I'm not happy. I feel like that's something small.
That's like saying.
Then but you're not. But here's the thing: you're not committed to your marriage
But
if you cheat.
step out.
I'm not. Well, I'm not going to tap out. Is what I'm saying. I'm just going to tell you, okay, you're not giving me what I need, so. You do know that somebody will. I know that would probably be the better thing to do, but I'm telling you what I would do. What I would
But
do
do
is
you
I'm
understand that
gonna
there's a
stay.
reason why people we said we weren't going to discuss it.
We can, but after
That's
we all
a
right.
tough one.
I'm telling you, I do better cheat. All right. He or she becomes physically abusive. Do you stay or do you go?
I'm staying, but I don't know how long your life gonna be. So I'll say I stay, but I don't know how long your life gonna be in the balance. Cause
Come on, you the.
I'm gonna stay as long as it takes the police to get there.
He beating you up.
He beating you up.
Rachel say go.
Cause see, I didn't say anything because I think we downplay some stuff that is abuse, and we play it down like he hit me, but his fist wasn't closed. But then there's other aspects.
His fist was
right. But then there's some people that get punched in the face, and then there's some people that get choked every now and then, and some people can deal with the choke every now and then. And some people
Wait a minute, miss. We're not talking about that, lady.
Do you stay or do you go? You
I go.
Beat. You go.
Yeah.
You ain't got no choice. You got men in your family. Okay. But before we say that, does stress or circumstances change your answer? He's beating you because of stress, or he's beating you because sometimes.
No, there's no excuse.
Like,
you don't get to excuse
so
that
much
stuff.
stress on this show.
You don't get to excuse that stuff.
Okay, so the non-negotiable we go.
How long you gonna have stress? Like you still punching somebody?
I'm gonna get a bag. I'm gonna get a bag.
And yeah, and when you've gone too far, it's too far. I can't get my life back.
Hit the bag, like not me.
Okay, excessive weight gain.
Oh, I stay. We can work out together.
This is so.
I said excessive. I'm talking about my 600 pound. Oh Lord, my 600
Oh no,
pound.
see my man. I'm not gonna let my man get that big.
I never understood how that happens either. Like I gotta feed you, I gotta watch, and you still
one day
and just be that big. I've always told everybody who love me, please, I'm not joking. If you see it get to a point that I can't even walk through the door, get up the steps, starve me. Like I can't get it.
That's not gonna.
All right, but that's not the question. Do you stay or do you go? You stay.
I stay. Rachel stay.
I stay. Rachel stay.
Mm-hmm.
You.
eBay ain't staying. eBay out.
Okay. Drug use. Drug use.
I'm gone.
You gone? Drug use.
I'm not sleeping with no crackhead.
And does it
Still
matter if
on
it's
my
prescription or street drugs?
Nope.
Addicted to prescription, do you stay or do you go?
Nope. Because you're a fiend. A fiend is a fiend. Is a fiend.
It's easy to get addicted to prescription drugs.
I know.
It's worse. It's a worse addiction.
I know.
Yep. Because there's no stigma. Because I need this. I'm in pain. Nope. You're a crackhead. Nope.
I'm not gonna live anywhere where I can't put my money on the counter.
Your money.
Yeah, but that's
I can't put my money on the counter.
Nope.
That's correct. That's not prescription drug. I know people that are addicted to prescription drugs and they don't do none of that stuff because they go to the doctor to get prescriptions.
But you ain't going to work, so you ain't got no money, so you ain't paying no bills.
But you can get disability now for your addiction because addiction is a disability. Hey, McLean's. We should have invited y'all.
That's still a waiting list.
So do you stay or go?
Prescription? I stay.
Prescriptions, you stay. Street drugs.
Street drugs, I'm gone.
Gotta go.
Either okay. I'd help them get clean, but if there's no helping them, then she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do drugs. I can't. I can't do drugs at all. Not even prescription because I don't know when that's going to like how short got shut down. Like then where you gonna get it from? Even if it's prescription when you can't get it, you're gonna get it. I can't live like that.
I look at you funny when you take Advil.
Midlife crisis. reliving his or her youth, disrespecting the home, making a lifestyle more important than the home. Do you stay or do you go?
Gotta go.
Really? Through a midlife crisis?
Yeah. If it's meant to be, it'll be.
Later when they get it together.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not leaving.
Because that means you spending money recklessly. You're not paying bills. You're not handling your business. You out there sleeping. No. Have a nice day.
I'm
love you though, but have a nice day.
I'm gonna stay.
Love you.
You so caring. I like you.
Rachel
nice
said
friend.
she'd stay, but it better get over pretty quick. Right. I'm with you, Rachel. I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna
now,
stay.
mind you,
over pretty quick is broke. That's over pretty quick.
But I think a lot of people think that these women like myself that will stay through these hard times are weak. It's not. We're not just sitting back, not saying nothing, baking cakes. It's okay, baby. They don't go down like that.
But what are you doing? Are you trying to get them together or
trying? It's work. It's work. It's not 50-50. It's 100-100. I'm giving 100. Even when you're not giving 100, I'm gonna give them 100.
See, that's why I can't take it. Is this a 50-50 thing?
Is this the last break?
Yeah.
Okay. This is
you gotta stop talking to Robbie like that.
No, because you didn't understand the listen, this our last.
I got you, Robbie.
I know, but it's not that. He know what he just said. This is our last commercial break, y'all. When we come back, we're gonna finish. We got a few more. Do you stay or do you go? The last one, midlife crisis. If your husband or wife is reliving their youth and disrespecting their home, making their lifestyle more important than the home, meaning they disrespected, like he just said, not bringing their money home. Not coming in all times of the night. They just having a midlife crisis. Home is not their priority. Do you stay or do you go? We're reading your comments in the Facebook Live feed. We'll be right back.
What is hood respect? Family, life, work, love. We are all from the hood and we all want respect. That's why we wear Hood Respect. Available in men's, women's, and kids. For more information and ordering options, contact Instagram at Hood Respect, Facebook to Mel Martin Sr., and email at hoodrespect.tms71@gmail.com. The look you need is Hood Respect.
Do you want to promote your business? Do you want to get yourself noticed? Well then, why not sponsor us? There are lots of different options to choose from commercial spots and on-air shoutouts, to interviews, and even putting your logo on our website. Don't miss these great opportunities to get noticed. Check out our sponsorship packages on our Facebook page or on our website, beexposedradio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Before the commercial break, the question on the floor was, do you stay if your husband or wife was having a midlife crisis, disrespecting their home, making a lifestyle more important in their home? You said you stay. You said you go.
Because the relationship is, if I got to carry both of us.
Okay. I stay. I'll stay through a midlife crisis. I guess it depends on what happens while you're having a midlife crisis.
See, my problem is I want to know the reasons behind why you're doing what you're doing.
You can find that out from two different houses. I ain't said we not friends no more. I ain't said we wasn't.
I just want to know the feelings behind it.
Try to stick it out. You all supposed to be building together.
Thank
Rachel
you.
said the reason why relationships don't work anymore is because when times get tough, people want to walk out because they can't deal with it. It takes hard work to keep a relationship together. Some just don't want to put in the work. It's not all good times.
When you say to
you have to stick it out, Nick.
Not
You
when
gotta
you
give it a
in
chance.
Poverty.
It takes an entire lifetime for the two to become one. That's
Okay.
why marriage is the way it is.
But I think we can develop our friendship from two different places, and then.
So you
when
saying
get better-
you're not gonna get a divorce, but you'll separate while they having fun, and then once you get it together, then maybe.
See, I made that mistake once. I'm never going to make that mistake again. I ask questions. We have to talk to each other. Before I ever do that again, no, I'm not. That was dumb and stupid. I
All
would
right.
never make that mistake.
Nikki said it already, but for us, a child outside the marriage, do you stay or do you go?
Duh, bye. See?
Okay, that's a done deal for you.
We're not even friends after that.
I don't know.
Don't send me Christmas cards.
That is a
No,
major
Robbie,
fear.
you go?
That's
Does that
a
have a
major
child?
fear of mine. I don't think I could do it. I would have to go.
I want to say that
I think I would try to stay, but I don't. I think that my ego alone
I
wouldn't allow
watched
me.
Fences, and I got up on that part and said, "Fuck that."
Oh my goodness, really?
Yes.
But she wanted another child, didn't she?
Not like that.
Well, I know.
We can go
but-
adopt
Well, I'll say
somebody's
this.
child, but not like that.
I'm gonna say this. I felt really bad that I was happy that the lady died on Fences because after that it became okay for me, for her to bring the baby in.
Right.
That became.
Do you
okay
think
for
she
me.
would have brought the baby in had she not have?
She was gonna bring the baby in. She was gonna take that lady baby.
Oh, okay.
That's what they did
She
back
raised
then.
it.
She was gonna take. She was gonna
When
take the
he
baby
died,
either
she
way.
finished raising a child.
Yeah.
And she loved the little girl. She
I
was.
said-
That's her daughter. The little girl ain't no
was a
different.
different breed of woman. But we only got
She
2
was.
minutes. Jail time. Do you stay?
No, I don't do jail.
The judge.
I don't do jail. I don't do jail. I'm not sending. I'm not going to visit. I'm not putting that on your commissary.
I tell people that all the time.
None of
Don't do
that.
it.
I don't do. I'm not accepting no collect calls.
I can't. I got an out-of-state driver's license, so I can't come anywhere.
I love you, but
she
said I got an out-of-state.
Political.
She tested it out. For
Political titles. Using a situation like Milani, she didn't sign on to be the first.
She
lady.
did.
She did not sign on for this.
She signed on for whatever that paycheck paid for. I'm sorry.
I'm saying you marry a man and all of a sudden he decides he wants to endeavor on something. I mean, like, this is huge. Your whole life is going to change. You're in the spotlight now. Do you stay or do you go?
She been in the spotlight. But
I stay.
Now she just the first lady. That paycheck is still clearing. So
Okay, we got 1 minute. So I'll stay.
Rachel
But-
said she'll. Rachel went back to the jail comment. She said depend on the
I
charge.
put you right, that was the next question. Does it change your decision to charge? But I was rushing because we about to be out of
I'm
time.
sorry, my husband he got arrested for like a ticket or something dumb.
Of course I was.
And I struggled to go get him from the jail.
Let me tell you, I was in
'Cause you
jail for
wasn't thinking
8
about me when you was
hours.
speaking.
I was
That's
in
my
jail
thing.
for 32 p.m. It was a mix up for 8 hours. So, I mean, I did hard time. Yes, had shackles on and everything.
They was trying to get it, wasn't they?
I was so nervous.
Don't
I was
drop
singing
the
praise and
song.
worship.
Did you drop the song?
I've really sung praise and worship through my whole jail sentence.
Jesus.
Last
Jail
question.
sentence.
Down low, 30 seconds. Do you stay for a man that's on the down low?
No.
Nope. Because if you lie to yourself,
Yep.
you lie to me.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I can't do landline.
So, y'all don't do down
But
low.
we know Keisha will stay. He just got to do it over there.
Yeah, just don't bring it back
I
home.
said the cross dressing. I never said the down low. I don't do down low.
How you know?
I ain't.
If he lied to you, how you know?
Well, again,
You
I said
you
earlier,
said
leave me blind.
blind.
If you that good, Rachel say no. If you that good that you can get away with it, then sir, you know, such
Don't
is life.
speak
What
it,
can I
'cause it's
do?
out there. Let me tell
Ain't
you.
no listen.
I'm about to start a site.
I know
Every time
people
I
who
get an
know
inbox.
people who know people. I
Click.
We watch it. Listen, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Sunset Soul. It was a very, It's conversation went kind of quick tonight. Maybe because I ain't had to go to work tonight. Maybe that's what it was.
I gotta go work early in the morning, so.
My last day for the summer camp. Yes, Lord. And it's
I was
payday.
supposed to come to that.
Thank you, Lord. Come on.
Next week.
Ain't he
Well,
good?
I'm actually
Ain't
gonna.
going
We're gonna put next week's topic out on. Baby, it's so rude. On.
We over here
next week.
praising. I'm sorry.
We're not gonna put that out there just yet. So stay tuned. We will put the promo out for next week's.
We don't want to tell them about the Ratchet show next week.
I don't know if we
Y'all,
can do the
she
ratchet.
gonna be
I feel
ratchet
we
next
was
week,
real
y'all.
ratchet this week.
No.
I'm scared about the ratchet next week. Well, okay, let me just ask this question, and then we'll figure out how we're going to pose it. It is said that a woman, a man as well, but especially a woman, needs to have sex
Women
for
don't.
health benefits. Do you think that's true? Do you think going without sex for a long period of time is
They say
not
if a
healthy
man
for you?
doesn't have sex, like he gets blue balls and you can get like infections and stuff like that. But
Is blue balls is that a real term?
it's not your balls don't turn blue, but
I mean,
they
I know,
just
but
get
is it something about
enlarged and
So
kinda
he
sore.
needs a release.
Yeah, just like
I
your
thought
breast.
your body forces it out though.
It doesn't happen by itself.
Oh, let's
Like,
not rush me anybody.
that needs some some
He ready to go
friction.
home.
See, I
Rachel
told y'all.
said no.
I told y'all Keisha was gonna be ratchet. See, she already.
This is not ratchet.
She
I
planted the
want to
seed.
know. Listen, y'all know we are about informing.
After show, turn it
We
to
are
the
about
after show.
informing. So, man say yes. Okay, listen, I need y'all to give me some input. Send me some feedback in my inbox about going without sex for a period of
Tune
time.
into the
What does that
after
do?
show.
I can give you a lot of feedback.
Thank y'all for tuning in. The Sunset Soul. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you so much. Have a good night.